Welcome to Coach Dave Academy. My name is Suellio Almeida. We're going to see my lap with the Porsche Cup at Zandvoort. We're going to see the entire lap and then we're going to talk about corner by corner. All right, so about T1, first thing that you have to think is that it is a low speed corner, but it's not so tight. You can actually double apex. It's a long corner. It's going to take some time into the corner. So it's a very common mistake to actually brake too much and to end up overslowing here and then getting stuck on the inside and waiting. So what you want to do instead is you want to brake a little bit. Well, you brake hard initially, but you want to let the car flow into the outside with a little bit more speed. So you kind of double apex it. It's not actually kind of. If we see it like that, we'll see that it actually double apexes a lot. So you see first apex, then double apex. Well, it's not a lot, honestly. It's a very, very subtle thing. But the idea here, what really matters is that if you think that it is such a long corner that it is right in between a single apex and a double apex, you will find more speed. So you carry more speed into the corner and you spend more time doing the trail braking, finally power, and then allow the car all the way to the outside. Just make sure you don't touch this dirt, but you can use all of this curb. Then for the next curb, for next corner, it's going to be like very important to not panic and try to bring the car all the way to the right here. Because what do we see? We see a right-hander that leads into a hairpin. What do you want to do? We want probably to sacrifice this corner here and actually do the hairpin by opening up more for the hairpin, right? Wrong! No, we don't want to do that. What we want to do instead is we want to gain as much time as possible here, stay here, and then kind of open up just a little bit, but you're still on the left pretty much, and then you do a very long trail brake and a very aggressive double apex. Look at this line. Why am I not sacrificing the first corner? Because the next corner is long enough that we can double apex it. So basically, whenever you have a corner that you can double apex, the corner before does not need to be sacrificed that much in case of a compound corner, of course. So we bring the car, we stay to the left, carry lots of speed, and then turn in, go wide, and then go back to the second apex right here. That's the idea that will make this corner much easier, because it's very common for people to just do this corner here and desperately try to bring the car as much as possible to the right, but you don't have the time to do it. If you're carrying a little bit more speed here on this one, you will want to stay here. You will want to stay here, and then it's going to be fine because you do have the time during the hairpin to actually do a very aggressive double apex. You're going to have a better speed on the right-hander. You're going to have better speed by carrying more speed into the hairpin, and you're going to get a better exit. So it's win-win-win, basically. Then we're going to these S's, nothing to really think about, just all flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out. Here we're going to kind of brake slightly earlier. As soon as we start seeing that access road, we're already starting to brake, but we're still going wide to close to the white line, and then we're churning in, and not too early. We want to kind of follow the darker part of the road with the rubber. Then we're trying to hug the inside later into the corner and stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. Then towards the downhill part, we actually have a lot of grip here where the curb starts. So you can get back on power and trust that the car will have that extra grip right here. Now the car is compressing. There's more rotation available. There's more grip. There's more grip. And then here the extra grip is over. Now the track is a little bit flatter. So we're going to have a little bit less grip here, less grip, less grip. So the car will want to fall to the left here. You can use a little bit of this grass. It is dangerous. Just don't panic and try to bring the car to the right. If you try to bring the car to the right from here, running away from the grass with the outside tires on the grass, that's a problem. Because then when you turn to the right, you have more load on the tire that is on the part that has absolutely no grip. So what I want to do is when we go to the outside, we stay there a little bit. We come back very slowly, and then we bring the car now back so we can cut a little bit more of this grass because we want to open up this corner as much as possible. We bring the car as close as possible to this white line, and then finally braking and turning into the right-hander. We want to actually cut this curb as much as possible. I did cut a little bit here, but not enough. I could have used more, probably like 2 tires more to the right at this point. Then power, staying to the outside. It's very easy to panic and want to stay on the inside too early here. No, stay on the outside, stay on the outside, stay on the outside, and then you're trail braking from here, from the white line. It's a very long right-hander, and we want to get as the best exit possible. Here we get back on power at the curb. So right here, boom, power. We want to go all the way to the outside. Again, same thing. Don't panic too much bringing the car to the right for the next corner. You will bring it as much as possible, but that's enough. Like, if you try more, it's not possible. If you try more than that, the car will kind of refuse that, and you may have too much oversteer and unsettle the car for the next entry. What you want to do instead is bring the car as much as the car accepts to do, and then turn to this corner very patiently. And again, same thing when you get back on power here. Don't try to bring the car too much to the left. You have a very wide exit that you can allow the car to go all the way and use all that track. So get back on power and allow it to go all the way, even like touching a little bit of the dirt here on the exit. And then we go to this corner. Call it a very tight right-hander into a very tight hairpin. My braking reference is somewhere in between this white line and the curb, although it's much, much closer to the white line. So I basically, you see, starting to brake here and peak pressure right more or less in between the white line and the curb, but I'm really using the white line as a reference more than anything. And it's a good thing because if you're fighting here, the white line is going to be here on the right side as well. The curb is not going to be that much visible. Then we brake, we start trail braking. We want to cut as much as possible. Remember that right-hander? That's more or less how much we can cut there as well. So that's how much time I missed there just because I turned in a little bit too late. And then on the change of direction here, you can use this inside. There's a lot of grip. I did downshift to first here to get some good rotation, and then back to second on exit to control a little bit more the exit. And then here on the exit, there's a crest. As soon as you go to this right side, to the right half of the exit, the track starts falling a little bit and you have a lot less grip. So make sure when you're doing the exit here, you look at the curve and you straighten the wheel a little bit so you can allow the car to go that to the outside without pulling it too much to the inside. You see, it's the third or fourth time that I say don't try to force the car too much to the inside. Allow the car to flow to where it wants to go. As soon as you try more rotation than you need, if you are already on the limit, you are supposed to use all the track. If you're not using all the track, either you're probably too slow or if you're trying to like not use all the track, you're just adding unnecessary stress on the car. Then we go for the last corner, quite aggressive braking because there's a compression here as soon as you start braking. And then as soon as you start turning, you kind of lose that grip, so you have to be careful. You brake now. You want to have the right tires on this second layer here of the curb, the gray part, and then get back on power again. Same thing. The car falls a little bit towards this left, and then here, little secret: don't turn in yet. Stay. Okay, now we will start turning in. It's very, very easy to just want to turn in early and hug the inside here, but the corner tightens a little bit, and we have a big trouble. For this car, this corner is incredibly difficult. You need to turn in very late, so you can do a very late apex. You see, I'm touching the inside here only when the curb turns, when the curb appears, and then still, I'm not gonna do this flat out. I'm going to be controlling the throttle to control a little bit the oversteer, and then get back on power. See, controlling lots of oversteer, even touching a little bit of the grass. You will get on off track on this exit if you have the center line of the car on top of the grass. On this case, you can see that I am pretty much on the limit, but I did not get on off track on this one. So there you go. This is definitely not a perfect lap, but it's a good reference for you guys to practice. This track is incredibly hot this week, so you're gonna see a lot of cars spinning around. Make sure you practice a lot, and make sure you're patient with the amount of grip that the car is gonna have, since there's not gonna be that much grip anyways. Lap time here was 1:38.0. I think we can go all the way down to 1:37.5 in the same conditions. So it's just a matter of practice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.